Look at the Dow right now. Where are we? Yikes. 830 points down, almost 2%. All right, Kelly O'Grady, of course, you are our Money Watch correspondent. You are also the host of this broadcast, but also CBS Saturday Morning. Let's talk about the spike that we're seeing in oil prices. Yesterday, when you were on CBS Mornings, you thought that we might see 7%.
Yeah.
But the question, of course, becomes, how long will this, not how long will the war go on, but what is this drip of oil prices that we could see trending higher?
Yeah, so it was 7% up yesterday. Now, I just looked at it, we're up 9%. We've seen Brent crude top 80. I think it's at like
Did I say down right again
now.
or no? I didn't say down.
No, you were good. You were good.
Yeah, because yesterday, for some reason, I had a brain fart and I said down. But yes.
Yeah, so I mean, look, we are seeing the oil prices. I mean, those are big jumps back to back. And I think what you are seeing is, one, investors are digesting what's happening in the Strait of Hormuz. But yesterday, we also got a number of pieces of information, like that Saudi Arabian refinery was hit. So it's not just about the supply being impacted by the transport of oil and gas through the Strait of Hormuz. You're actually seeing the supply impacted by the production of it.
Because the Iranians are going to be striking oil facilities in the region.
Right.
And then we got the Strait of Hormuz, where we don't know exactly what's going to be moving through that channel in the days and weeks ahead. Now,
and just actually to put a button on that, in addition to all of the questions about supply, you are seeing the cost to transport, because no shipping companies want to take this on. The oil super tanker cost just hit a record high, over $400,000. And a lot of insurance companies are getting rid of what they call war risk coverage. So essentially, if your tanker is hit by anything to do with terrorism or war, you're normally covered. Now they're saying, no. We're not going to do that.
And this is going to be, it's not, I mean, I know we always use gas prices as a barometer, but everything's going to be hit because, I mean, I'm even thinking now I should book like my travel for the year, because airline prices are going to be high. The airlines, as soon as they see the price of oil going up, the prices go up dramatically. So it does appear that the administration, in anticipation of this, is promising that they might have some kind of energy relief plan. I think Secretary Rubio said something about that. Let's play it for our viewers, and then we can talk about it.
Obviously, markets are going to be reacting to news about what's happening. And again, a reminder, think about it, okay? This terroristic regime, led by radical clerics, has the ability, potentially, to shut off 20% of global energy. That's the kind of leverage they have because of their Navy. We're going to destroy their Navy. But there is a plan in place. We anticipated this could be an issue, and Secretary Wright and Besson will begin to roll out those steps starting tomorrow to mitigate against the impact that could have.
Do, like, for people watching this at home, what does that mean realistically for them?
So there are a couple of things that I would expect we would hear today. One is incentivizing U.S. producers to pump more oil, to produce more oil. I mean, that doesn't happen overnight, but that's something. Same thing with the Middle Eastern countries. But as we just discussed, if you have oil fields and infrastructure under attack, that's going to be a really hard solution. You could also see them tap the strategic petroleum reserves. We talked about this on Mornings yesterday. But that's going to face a lot of criticism, because remember, Biden faced that criticism when he did that. The final thing is Venezuelan oil. Remember, they took Maduro out.
Right, and the president's been trumpeting the fact that we're getting all this oil from Venezuela.
Exactly. I think we're going to hear them say that today. But if you run the numbers, 30 to 50 million barrels of oil is what we got from Venezuela. Through the Strait each day, 13 million barrels of oil. Most of that does not have an alternative route. So 30 to 50 overall versus 13 daily, it's not a long-term solution. So I think they're going to face a lot of questions.
And we've been talking about how this war is probably going to expand into a wider regional conflict. And I'm just even now thinking about, well, what does this mean for China? They have oil energy needs even greater than we do. And so how are they going to be watching all of this play out?
Very quickly, because people are telling me in my ear that we need to go on, but I love that you brought up that point, because now with taking out Venezuela and Iranian oil, sanctioned cheap oil that China buys, they are in a pickle. They are going to have to buy more expensive oil, which is the last thing their economy needs right now. So that's sort of a secondary long-term effect that no one's talking about. And I love that your brain went there.
Yeah, because I just think that they will not be. I mean, they are. Yes, it's a larger discussion about geopolitics, but the Chinese will have a voice in this conflict.
Absolutely.
And it's probably one that is not what the president would want to hear. So, all right, we're going to keep talking about it, because you're here every Tuesday and Thursday.